Update 3. We need to talk, I replied, keeping my voice even. The color drained from her face as I walked to her desk, opened the drawer, and removed the list. 15 reasons to leave me. I placed it between us on the coffee table. When were you planning to discuss this with me? She opened and closed her mouth several times before answering. How long have you known? Long enough to understand exactly what's happening here, I said, maintaining eye contact. Megan gets divorced, and suddenly our decade-long marriage needs evaluation. Convenient timing. She tried damage control immediately. It's not what you think. It's exactly what I think. I interrupted calmly. You've been planning your exit for months. Secret bank account, apartment searches, career coaching focused on maximizing divorce settlements, all while I was building our future. The shock on her face confirmed she hadn't expected me to know these details. I was just exploring options, she stammered. Sometimes I feel undervalued in the lifestyle we have. Let's address your list point by point, I continued, refusing to engage with her emotional manipulation. Insufficient income. I've secured a position that nearly triples my current salary. Embarrassing job. Funny. My new employer seemed to think my military background and security expertise are quite impressive. Not embarrassing. I methodically dismantled each accusation, watching her confidence crumble with every counter. Not with anger or defensiveness, but with facts delivered without emotion. Your list reflects your own materialistic values and entitlement. Not any actual problem with me, I concluded. You've been plotting to upgrade to a wealthier model because it's easier than being grateful for what you have. She began crying. The universal defense mechanism when logic fails. I don't know what happened to us. You used to care about what I wanted. I used to think what you wanted was us, I replied. Now I see what you really want is status and a certain lifestyle, but you were willing to throw away 10 years for it. That's not fair, she sniffled. I just want what other women have. Is that so wrong? What other women have? I asked. You mean the Instagram lifestyle that's mostly fake, or what Megan claims to have while she's drowning in debt and sleeping with married men? Her tears stopped abruptly. How dare you talk about Megan like that? She's been nothing but supportive. Professional courtesy, I said. Is that how you see our marriage? She was trying to regain control of the conversation. That's how you treated it, I replied. Like a business arrangement you could terminate with a pros and cons list the moment a better offer came along. The silence stretched between us. Finally, she asked the question I'd been waiting for. So, what happens now? I removed an envelope from my jacket pocket and placed it next to her list. This was my ace. She opened it with trembling hands, expecting divorce papers. Instead, she found photographs of her with Richard Davis at the hotel, screenshots of their text messages, and a copy of the fraudulent loan application with her forged version of my signature circled in red. I can explain, she whispered, her face ashen. I'm sure you can, I replied. But save it for your lawyer. And for the police when they ask about the identity theft and bank fraud. Police? Her voice was barely audible. Did you think forging my signature on a $75,000 loan application was just a minor transgression? I asked. That's a felony, Amber. 5 years minimum. You wouldn't report your own wife, she said. But she didn't sound confident. My own wife? I laughed without humor. You mean the woman who called me her starter husband to her married lover who plotted to take half my assets while sleeping with someone else? That wife? She began sobbing again, but this time it wasn't for show. I made a mistake, Jake. A terrible mistake. But we can work through this. There's something else you should know, I continued as if she hadn't spoken. Nancy knows everything, too. The color completely drained from her face. Nancy, Richard's wife. Yes, the woman who happens to be vice president of human resources at your firm. She's quite furious about the whole situation. In fact, she's meeting with Richard right now, showing him the same photos I just showed you. Oh my God, Amber whispered. Oh, and I almost forgot. Your parents have seen the evidence, too. Not the intimate photos, of course, just the text where you call me your starter husband and the documentation of your financial fraud. Your father was particularly disturbed by that part, given his judicial background. She collapsed onto the couch completely broken. Why are you doing this? Just to hurt me? No, Amber. I'm doing this because actions have consequences. You didn't just plan to leave me. You plotted to destroy me financially while betraying our vows in the most fundamental way possible. I'm not going to fight to keep someone who has already decided to leave. I said, but I will give you one reason to reconsider that makes everything on your list irrelevant. What reason? She asked. Fear and curiosity mixing in her expression. I know exactly what I bring to the table, and I'm prepared to walk away from it entirely if my value isn't recognized. Unlike you, I've prepared for either outcome. The life you're planning without me won't look anything like the one you've imagined. You'll be starting over with nothing but debt and a damaged reputation once I'm done. The quiet truth landed harder than any emotional outburst could have. I'm going to a hotel. You have 48 hours to decide what you want. Not what Megan wants, not what Richard promised, what you want. And if your decision is to leave, I'll respect that. But understand this, there will be no friendship afterward. No chance to return when reality disappoints. I'll proceed with the identity theft charges and I'll make sure every mutual friend knows exactly why our marriage ended. Clean break. Permanent. For 48 hours, I maintained radio silence. No calls, no texts, complete disconnection. My phone lit up consistently with messages ranging from confused to angry to pleading. I read each one without responding. By the second day, her messages changed tone completely. From, how could you walk out like this? To, I've been thinking about what you said. From, this is so unfair, to, I made some calls today.